some reason in our community, we have convinced ourselves that a baby is better than marriage. How are you ready to be a mom, but you're not ready to be a wife? Starting to realize more and more that baby showers are more prevalent in the Black community. We put a lot of emphasis on baby showers. We spend tens of thousands of dollars on these baby showers, fireworks and this and that, and it's almost like a mini wedding.
Something that I've noticed, and I was talking to my husband about this, just within the last 10-15 years, you've had this huge influx of just baby celebrations. You got gender reveal, you got baby shower, you have baby sprinkles, you have the baby shoot, you have the baby moon. And then that's not even to mention like all the different special beauty treatments and stuff you can get if you're pregnant. You get prenatal massages, prenatal facials. There's a whole industry around a woman who's just pregnant, who's having a baby. And I'm not necessarily mad at it, but I do find it particularly fascinating that it's really within the last probably 15 or so years that you've seen it skyrocket at the same time that we see marriages declining and we see more solo dates, more women kind of saying I do to themselves, this whole talk of sologamy. And so my personal opinion is that in lieu of women not getting married, they still want the celebration. They still want the feeling of being celebrated. They still want the feeling of love. They still want the feeling of all the excitement that goes into having the wedding day, planning the wedding day, planning the big event. And so if you can't get that with a man, you can still get that with a baby. So I do think that's what we're starting to see, because there's also in the mind of women, there's also this idea that maybe they may get married, maybe they won't get married, or maybe they don't even want marriage, maybe they fear marriage, but they want to have a baby, right? That's something they're secure about. So there's all these changing, pervading beliefs and ideas around marriage to begin with that, again, I think this is why, quite frankly, there's probably a little bit more money or security right now in having babies, in spite of the fact that the birth rate is going down. So take that into consideration. But I'm saying in theory, one thing about having babies is that you need that in order for the human population to continue. So to a certain extent, that's something that's never going to die unless you have a dystopian point of view and believe that androids are going to take over, humans are just going to stop procreating altogether. But I don't think that's going to happen. Let's continue.
Every single time we're at these baby showers, either the woman is by herself and she's doing it alone, or she's there with the guy, but they're not married.
Also, notice this, because connect what she's talking about. You got a lot more baby showers in the Black community than weddings. Also connect how many single mother crash outs online that you've seen, or that I've seen, but I am seeing. Generally single mothers who are crashing out. And not like crashing out, I mean, not just like, oh man, we're just having a hard week. Like, I just, I need a vent. Baby was this, he wasn't crying, he had colic or whatever. Not just kind of like normal mommy stuff that you go through, but being like completely regret motherhood. Wish could have aborted the baby. Don't even want to be a mom. Completely at that point, like questioning their whole existence, like complete crash outs. I've seen that almost exclusively with single moms. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but I have not seen moms who are married and committed relationships, happily married, being like, I regret having this child. I shouldn't have been a mom. I'm not seeing that. When I'm seeing women who are really online crashing out in tears, talking about they wish you would have had abortion, they don't have kids, it is 100% of the videos that I've seen have been single moms. So just clock that. That's all I'm saying.
Typically the case. It's very rare that I see these extravagant baby showers between married couples. For some reason in our community, we have convinced ourselves that a baby is better than marriage. Like, it's okay to have a baby with your boyfriend. It's okay to have a lifelong commitment with your boyfriend. But, you have to be prepared for marriage. You have to be in the right mind state for marriage. You have to be financially ready for marriage, when that couldn't be further from the truth. A baby is going to be around for the rest.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that's completely backwards. I think it's completely backwards that we exist in a culture where somehow women are convinced that having a baby is like not a big deal and it's not going to impact the rest of your life. Somehow it's a safer commitment and a safer thing to do than marrying somebody, making a commitment with somebody, which is essentially saying, I'm going to build life with you so that we can create an environment in which we can actually bring in a child and support each other. Somehow ladies have convinced themselves that creating a child in an environment without the safety of a committed relationship, without the safety of a marriage, without even necessarily the safety of a family, that somehow is better and safer and less commitment and less propensity to get your heart broken than actually doing it within the context of a committed marriage. I don't understand that. I understand there's a million and one horror stories about marriages going bad. I understand that. For every million and one stories about marriages going bad, there are an equal amount of stories, if not more stories, of marriages that are actually going good. Y'all just don't hear about it because those stories that are going good, they may be kind of boring. They're fulfilling to live, but no one wants to really hear, it's not like breaking news. Soccer mom goes, picks up kids, makes cookies, that evening, and everyone goes to bed on time, and her and the husband talk and watch television. Like, no one wants to see that. No one wants to see the stories of families who are living functional and healthy. That's not exciting. What's exciting is baby mama breaks up with baby daddy, found him cheating with the next door neighbors, and then found out he had an addiction to corn, and then he was also cross-dressing. Like, just whatever crazy story that y'all can think of. That's what people want to focus on. And that's now what ladies, you ingest enough of that and you think it's safer for me to raise this child without support than it is to raise this child with the support. That I don't understand. I don't understand. I think it's a sickness. I also think it's a generational curse, generational pattern, however you want to put it. If you've had a cycle of that happening in your family, then you think that it's normal. It doesn't register to you that there actually might be a more productive way of doing things. And then you got people online and life, you have culture telling you it really doesn't matter, and so you don't see it as a deficit until you see single moms going online crashing on talking about, I don't have community, I'm stressed out all the time, I should have not had this child because why did nobody tell me that having a child by myself was going to be hard? You know what I mean? Until you see that, then maybe you start to question. But they oftentimes hide that. They oftentimes hide that part.
Baby is going to be around for the rest of your life. You're going to be connected to that other parent for the rest of your life. As much as you don't want to, you're going to be connected because when you look at your baby, it's going to look like the other person. You're gonna be connected. So I don't think that we're afraid of commitment. It's just this weird brainwashing in our community to kind of keep families split, to keep broken homes going. Like, I feel like it's a whole nother conspiracy behind that, but that has to stop. Stop spending money on these baby showers and you're not married. Stop having babies if you're not even ready to be married.
That's the crazy thing to me. So it's like, you're not sure whether or not you want to make a lifetime commitment with this person, yet and still you make a lifetime commitment with this person through creating a child. That's to me where like the logic is, literally, because you have ladies just like, I'm not sure if I want to be married, but then you created a whole human with him. That is a lifetime commitment, period. That person is somehow always going to be involved in your life. I mean, unless they end up being a deadbeat and run off or whatever, or you end up being crazy and try to keep him from your child. But I'm like, even yet and still, even if you try to do that, like she said, the DNA, you may look at the baby and that reminds you of that relationship, reminds you of that human being. Even the traits of the boy or the girl are gonna remind you of that person. Like, you can't really get away with it. If you're creating a human being, that is a lifetime commitment. So why not go through the process to ensure that if you're making a lifetime commitment, it's with somebody that you actually feel like you could do life with? Like, to me, that just makes too much sense. But what do I know? What do I know?
How are you ready to be a mom, but you're not ready to be a wife?
Right, that part.
You can, my thing is, you can always opt out of a marriage. You cannot opt out of parenthood. That is not something you can opt out of.
And I'm not saying you should opt out of marriage. I mean, technically she is right. Parenthood is for all the, I don't want to make a lifetime commitment, and yet you make literally one of the most biggest lifetime commitments ever. That's why I'm just like, I agree with her. To me, it's weird logic. I think a lot of it is just more pattern, things that people have accepted as true. They've seen it, they've experienced it themselves. So it doesn't register as, hey, this may not be the best way of doing things, but it's not. Anyways, what do y'all think about this whole thing? What do y'all think about this video? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to follow me on Substack. Check me out on channel membership. And thank you so much for listening if you've gotten this far. And we'll talk later, okay? Bye.